Pregame.com.
Welcome back to Pregame.tv. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio by Ken Thomson, SportsX Radio. We're the second unit, but I like to look at it as the Tuesday Crew's our opening act, and we're the headliners. So
That's what it is. I mean, you're not going to give the marquee games to the the first team out there, or the team that pretends to be first. They're only first in order. I mean, as far as true handicappers, guys that go out on the limb.
Hey, if you go to a comedy club, does the headliner come out first?
Good
you
point.
go to a concert, does the headliner come out first?
Can't argue with you, Mark.
All right, that's it.
So let's make it official. We're the starting team.
All right, we're going to take a look Saturday college football. Boy, after that big intro, and I tell you who we're going to look at, who we're going to look at, you're going to tune out. We're looking at Connecticut and Buffalo. You know what? It can be an ugly game. It doesn't matter. There's going to be a winner and a loser in the game. And if you've got an edge, that's all that matters,
Ken. All that matters.
And I feel I got an edge in this one. And I'll tell you what. Buffalo is a team that's, I feel, flying under the radar in this game because people are going to look and they look at what they just saw. And what they just saw was Connecticut take Michigan to the limit. I mean, Michigan was life and death for the second week in a row. Maybe alert Michigan fans, you're not as good as Michigan thought they were. But, you know, Connecticut's coming off a big game, and that's their second big game in a row because the week before they played Maryland with Etzel, their former coach. Right. So that was a big up for them. Now they're going out on the road for the first time this season, playing a team that's had 2 weeks to prepare for them, and the public's going to look and see, okay, here's a team that's 1-2. They got the doors blown off them in 2 games. Ohio State and Baylor, both on the road, they're supposed to. And then they were life and death with some school called Stony Brook. But Stony Brook's a top 25 team in the FCS.
There you go. Not only that, when you look back, they covered easily against Ohio State, got down 23-0 first quarter in Columbus, only lost the game 40-20. I was catching 35.5 points in the opening game. They go to Baylor, so you're thinking, oh, good Lord, how could they give up 47 points in the first half or 42, whatever it was? They end up giving up 70 in the game. But Baylor comes back, does the same thing to a pretty good veteran UL Monroe team that I lost. And I looked and I said, wow, I respect Art Briles, but now I really respect him. I mean, going into the Big 12, talk to David Hunziker, voice of Okie State, talk to a couple other guys there in the Big 12. They all agree that Baylor's offense is unstoppable.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're not taking their foot off the gas whenever they get leads. So
no, how about this? How about it was 70-7 against UL Monroe with 6:47 to go in the third quarter? Mm-hmm. They did. They could have scored 100.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, getting back to this one, like I said, you've got a Buffalo team that now, when they played Stony Brook, and as I said, Stony Brook's not a bad ball club in the FCS, but now they've had 2 weeks to prepare for Connecticut. I think this is a huge advantage for them. And you're looking at a Connecticut team that, seriously, how can you not be flat after playing your old coach and then playing Michigan the way they did last week?
No, I agree with you 1,000%. I'll tell you what, they should have won that game against Michigan, but 2 weeks in a row, Michigan let off the hook. But we'll see how they do in the Big Ten. Like you said, maybe Brady Hoke doesn't have the same team that he thought he had after that 41-30 victory against Notre Dame.
Yeah. All right, you know what? Let's make this one official. All right, you know I'm a situational handicapper. I look for edges, and especially in college football. These are kids. Let's face it, these guys are 20, 22-year-old kids. They're going to have emotional highs and emotional lows. Playing your former coach that left you, he recruited you, then he left for greener pasture. You know 2 weeks ago this team was up for playing the Maryland Terrapins when they came to town. Then last week, when you get a big program like Michigan come into your house and you play them the way they did, that was huge for Connecticut. I got to feel the gas tank is empty. But Vegas makes the lines on public perception. And public perception is going to look at what they see with their eyes. And their eyes are, they saw a very close score last week against the Big Ten powerhouse. They saw Buffalo's been blown out in 2 games and struggled with Stony Brook. The fact is, Buffalo played 2 great teams. Both Ohio State and Baylor are top-notch programs. And as I said, Stony Brook's not bad in the FCS level. I look for this game to be an outright win. I think the wrong team's favored, and I actually think by the time we get to Saturday, Buffalo will be the favorite in this game the way they should have been. The sharp money early in the week has been showing up on Buffalo. And let's face it, Generally speaking, in college football, when money comes in earlier in the week, it's sharp money, not public money. The public doesn't tie their money up on Monday and Tuesday for the weekend games. They wait till day of the game to bet. Plus, they're not tying their money up on a game like Connecticut and Buffalo. When you see early movement on a game like that, you can rest assured that 90% of the time it's sharp money. My money's on Buffalo on Saturday. I think yours should be too. I got Buffalo winning this game 27-20. We're going to make that our first play here on the show this week. Take Buffalo over Connecticut on Saturday. We're going to be back. Now we're going a little bigger marquee here after we do Buffalo and Connecticut. We're going to probably, I think, maybe the best game on the card all weekend. We've got LSU and Georgia. That's up next.
No doubt.
Pregame.tv.